Yeah, my name's Akashi, and in this video we're going to be talking about Trunks Youth because they actually re-released his Legends Road event, but they obviously reworked it, so it's kind of like how Dokkan set up. If I don't know if you ever played Dokkan Battle, but they have it in like a map format, and that's how the event is for these new Legends Road type events. And Trunks Youth is actually going to be one of them, but that's what we're going to be talking about today. Basically just a guide for you to get the grind done as fast as possible so you don't do it in an inefficient way. I'm going to give you the most efficient way in which you can clear the whole guide so you don't go through any trouble. So hopefully this video helps you out. If it does, or you enjoyed the video, press the subscribe button. If you have any questions, leave a comment, because I reply to all comments. I don't force them, but like I push comments more than likes, because comments are more important than anything else, because I actually get to interact with you guys. But yeah, I don't want to waste too much of your time. We're already a minute in, so let's get into it. Now this team formation is the team formation that you're going to want to use. If you don't have any of these characters, well, it's just a thing where it's too bad, like you won't be able to get all the boosts that you can get. But this is the full list of units that you can use on your team to get the full boost that you can have. So obviously you want to have the top first 6. If you have the top first 6, then you'd be more of benefit. But if you don't, for example, I don't have Super Saiyan 4 Goku, so I'm using the green Sparking Gohan instead. Now this part here is probably the longest part of this grind, but the grind's not long at all. They've actually reduced the amount of time it actually takes to get Trunks Youth to actually 7 stars, 7 red stars, 7 plus. That's what I'm referring to when I said 7 stars. But yeah, you literally just want to play through the whole event. I know in the video right here where I'm time-lapsing it, I'm using a team where I didn't show in the beginning. It's a whole different team, but that's because before I actually knew what boost units there were, I just played the event. So I'm here to help you, so don't worry about what I did. I'm telling you what to do. Make sure you use that team that I showed at the start of the video, well, just before this clip, the time lapse, so that you can get the most out of this grind when you're actually clearing all of this. And you want to make sure that you go through and do every mission. So even the one that says clear with one Legend Road character, you want to clear it with just one. You probably have Goku Youth, you might have the Gohan, I think Great Saiyaman's a Legend Road. I can't think of any off the top of my head apart from those, but you definitely have some other Legend Road units. And if you don't, then if you play through the event, you'll actually unlock Trunks Youth and get him 0 stars, and that's fine for you to clear these events just with him, as long as you max him out in terms of you can get him to just level 5,000 and actually just soul boost him quite just a bit. You don't have to do the whole thing because it is costly. It does cost a lot of souls and whatnot for you to actually get him max soul boosted. So just make sure you get him to level 5,000 and make sure you're clearing all the events, so that later in this grind it will actually make your life easier, because you're going to want to go back and use these missions, which is why I'm getting you to clear them all first. And don't even bother looking at the exchange shop. I'm going to get into that later. Just make sure that you clear every mission, get all the stars in every mission, because you want to unlock Trunks Youth, you want to level him up too, you want to clear all the stars so that it can help you later on in the video. This is why I'm just time-lapsing here, so you can just see that I'm playing through everything, and it shouldn't be much of a hassle after you've done that. Also, I did mention it before, but I didn't mention it in detail. The boost units, they work in different ways. So for each bit of the grind, you should be getting more drops than usual. For specifically the Z powers, where it's most important, which I'm going to show you next. But just focus on clearing it for now, then I'll get on to the next bit, which is the most important bit of the whole grind. So now that you've actually cleared all those missions, what I want you to do now is actually go to the exchange shop. Hopefully you listened and didn't go there first, because it will distract you a lot. Now in the exchange shop, there's a lot of things you can buy: Z power, souls, equipment, tickets, skip tickets, energies, training materials, and more Zenian coins. Those are pretty much everything that you can buy in the exchange shop. The first thing you want to focus on is buying energy tickets, because the energy tickets actually allow you to play the game. You can't continuously play the game without energy tickets. And to save you time, you're going to want skip tickets as well. With those two combinations, you'll be able to get a lot of Z power, a lot of super souls, and a lot of coins, which will allow you to actually use the exchange shop and actually max out your Trunks Youth. So I went to the exchange shop, I saw that I needed gold, or no, it was bronze actually, to actually buy the energy tickets. So I went and grinded a bit of bronze coins in the missions, because I've cleared everything now. So I could just use my skip tickets and just repeatedly spam it, so that I could actually get a lot of bronze coins, which actually then allowed me to then go back to the exchange shop and exchange the coins for tickets, which would then allow me to go back into the event and then continuously grind out something else of my choice. So you can see here, I'm purposely just time-lapsing it, speeding it up so I don't kill your time watching the time-lapse. Now I've got enough of the bronze, and I went and bought out all of them. You can see that there's two options for bronze. One of them is more expensive and one of them is cheaper. Obviously go for the cheaper one first. The other one will make you actually use a lot of energies, so I suggest that you save that for later. Just focus on the cheaper one now, and now you can now you have lots of energies for you to use in the event. At this point here, I've pretty much got the energy tickets. I already have some skip tickets, but if you don't, then you're going to want to grind out for some of those. But I've already got skip tickets, so I'm going here for the Z power. Now, there was Z power in the store, which you could actually use gold, bronze and silver on to actually get Z power for Trunks Youth. But if you have these boost units, I do not recommend you go into the store to buy the Z power. And that's because the drops that they give you are insane. For 10 energies, you can get up to 400 Z power. That's way more than the gold can get you in the store, because if you was to use the gold in the store, you'd probably be getting less than 200 every time. And to save that, that's probably going to take, say you're getting 200 at max every time, you're going to need to do that 5 times. That's 50 energies just to buy 1000 Z power in the store. So I suggest that you guys just grind out the Z power mission, which is here, and just do that repeatedly, because you'd be getting more energies. Even if you don't have the boost units, you would still be getting quite a bit of an amount, but it wouldn't be more so to say, because I think you'd get about 150 or 200 max Z power. So then I'd suggest for you to actually go to the store and then buy the Z power that way. But because it's actually much more efficient if you've got the boost units, for you to go to the actual event and grind the Z power through there instead of buying it from the exchange shop, you would actually benefit so much more. So I just suggest using the actual mission. You can see here's the one with the red Gohan, and I'm using all the boost units, and I'm gonna get Trunks to actually 14 star pretty easily, considering I already had him 7 star before I started this specific mission grind. And I'm basically done. I've already got him 14 star. The Zenkai isn't out yet, but I suggest that you do get him to 14 star, because the Zenkai unit, you have to at least have them at 7 star. But if you have them at 14 star, that's going to be the max you can get them, obviously. So he's going to be the strongest that he can be. And you don't want to have a weak Trunks Youth. You don't. Especially if it's a free unit. People missed out on Goku Youth. You want to take advantage of that. So make sure that you're collecting everything you need. And while I'm speaking on this Z power grind, the same way I'm grinding the Z power, you should be grinding the things like the super souls, the souls alone, and you can continuously get the coins and whatnot. But I don't recommend grinding the coins, because that'll take a toll on your energies and skip tickets. So I just suggest like gradually gaining them. But if you want to go ahead and grind them, that's your own. From here, you're actually free to grind what you want. But I just suggest and advise that you actually get Trunks Youth to at least 7 stars, so that when the Zenkai comes out, you can actually get him Zenkai Awakened. If you don't have him 7 stars, you won't be able to Zenkai Awaken him. So that's the key advice I want you to take away from this. But yeah, I'm going to put something on the screen right now, and it's a screenshot from when Goku Youth got his Zenkai Awakening. And this was all the amount of souls and super souls, Zenkai souls, that you need to actually get Zenkai 7 Goku Youth Zenkai Awakened. Now I'm assuming with Trunks Youth, because he's a blue type, it's going to be red and blue super souls, and obviously he's got his own unique souls and super souls, which you can get from the event and in the store, the exchange shop for the event. So get the souls and super souls from the event, obviously. But if you want to get the super souls, and the Zenkai souls, and I will be covering it when the co-op mode drops. I'm assuming there's going to be a co-op mode for Trunks Youth Zenkai. Then I'll be covering that on the channel as well, telling you the best ways to do the strategies and whatnot for you to get him Zenkai Awakened. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 4K, the next goal, but the next big goal is 5K. 5K is the one I want to touch. So make sure you press that red button. We're only going up, so you're gonna want to be here. But if you have any questions, leave a comment. I feel like this video is quite long, but I wanted to explain every detail, not give you guys like a diluted video. I wanted it to be informational, so sorry if it's long, but hopefully you guys took in everything, especially if you're new to the game. But yeah, that's all I've got to say for this video. Like I said before, leave a comment if you need to. I'll get to it eventually. My name's Akashi, and I'll see you guys in the next one.